Hey there, good afternoon. Welcome to Entrepreneurial Live Interviews with Connie Fuksa. I am Connie Fuksa, and today I have the wonderful pleasure to introduce you guys to a very special friend of mine who is someone that is an entrepreneur in his own right, very hardworking, somebody who just has pivoted through so many challenges and so many different things, but so recognizes the entrepreneurial side of things. Shows you and identifies itself to you and makes you aware that, hey, this is maybe somewhere I need to pivot. It takes that ability to be able to see those changes in those movements and to capitalize on them. And Mark truly is that person. So I want to introduce you today to my friend and colleague and mentor and somebody I really respect in the business world and as a friend, Mark Huseman. Thank you so much for being on today.
Hi, Connie. How are you? Hi, everybody out there. Great to be here today.
Awesome. So, Mark owns several businesses, and I want him to tell you about those. But I want you to tell us a little bit about your story and how you got here before we even get into your businesses, because I think this is crucial as we talk to entrepreneurs. I want people out there to know that it doesn't just always happen. I mean, sometimes you go through a lot of different and changes to realize this is what you do. So, and Mark has one of those stories. So, Mark, if you would tell us a little bit about you before you decided to open your own business, and then how you decided to do that, I'd love to hear that story.
Well, I'm a good old Southern Maryland boy. Family's from St. Mary's County. Parents moved to Charles County back in the mid '70s, and I say good old Southern Maryland boy because Connie, as Southern Maryland that we grew up in was kind of different than what it is now. Um, Back then, it was a small knit community. Everybody knew everybody, and your word was your bond. And that has really kind of directed me with my business and or businesses and the things that I've done, because I'm a firm believer that in that handshake deal, and that your word is what you stand behind. Um, it's been a weird road, I guess, getting to where I'm at now, as far as my latest business. As Connie, I've done property management. I've been involved in real estate for last 20 plus years, longer than I want to admit to. And now I find myself, doing a concrete coating, which, yeah, if you had asked me even 6 months to a year ago if I was going to be doing that, I would have just shook my head. But, you know, um, I'm one of those guys, when life throws you an opportunity, say yes. So that's where I'm at right now.
I love it. I love it. And see, this is exactly why I wanted you guys to hear from Mark, because Mark has done that. Did real estate and still dabbled in that, but not as much. He did that as a full-time job for a long time, and then was presented with an opportunity to run a property management business. So tell us about that a little bit. So how you navigated into, from one step to the other, because this is exactly the whole pivoting as an entrepreneur. We're taking the chance that I really want people to hear from you.
Well, when I talk to people about running a business, my first advice and my best advice to everybody is say yes. Say yes. People get too caught up into, if they have a business opportunity or any really opportunity in life, if they have something that comes to them, they're too to get caught up too much into, I don't know if I know how to do it or if I can do this. They talk themselves out of it. And I always tell people, say yes, because if you say no, you've failed. It's 100% chance of failure right then and there. If you say yes, at least you've given yourself a 50-50 shot at doing it. So, you got to get out there. You just got to get your feet wet. Sometimes it just requires to jump in with both feet and enjoy the ride and do it from day to day and see where it leads you.
So that's an interesting concept, because we've been talking about this with a couple of different people about not having to have it all figured out before you step in. And so many people, I think, get scared about that. Like we gotta, and I'm kind of that way a little bit, in the respect that I feel like, wow, should we maybe know all the pieces and run all the numbers and set up the whole business plan and all of that before we actually jump in. And you're saying, from your perspective, absolutely not. If this is something that you feel good about and you feel strongly about, then get in there and just do it.
I think the biggest with business people, regardless of what they're doing, the most successful people I've ever been around are the people who are just excited about it, regardless of what the business is. If you're excited about it, you'll figure it out. The money will come, everything else will come. But if you're excited about it, you can do it. And I mean, Connie, you'll probably agree with me on this. A lot of the business people I do know, if you ask them, do you, they may have been in business 20 years. Do you still have it figured out? No, not really. We're still living it day by day. We're still rolling the dice. We're still just, making it work.
Well, and I think you'll agree with this, but business evolves. So even if you think you have it figured out, who the heck could have figured out that this was going to happen to so many businesses, And so I think that evolution of things changing, you're never going to figure it all out. So that's really important point to point out as you're speaking about that.
Well, I had an office meeting with the property management company. I had an office meeting with them. Was it last week or week before last? I'm losing track of days now because of the
Yeah,
current
aren't we
situation we're
all?
in. But when they kind of shut things down here in Maryland, I looked at my people in the office and I said, this is one of those times where I need an older adult around me. I need somebody because there's no planning for things like this. But as an entrepreneur and as a business person, you've got to be open to, okay, look at the problem. How are we going to fix it? How are we going to get through it? And what are the next 5, 10 steps? What are we going to do?
Yeah, I like that, being open to what's next. Like, what do you do? That's really interesting, and you bringing that up is really important because I think one of the things that I really want people to see today too is you have people out there that have these great ideas and plans and things they want to do. They're afraid to take that step, or they don't know what to do next. And so everybody who's in business right now is facing that kind of concept as if it's sort of a do-over because of what's happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, when let's switch gears to the concrete coating business down in Florida. That started. We opened up the doors on that January 1st, and of course, we had. This is where we want to be 3 months from now. This is where 6 months, a year from now, and so on.
Right?
And here comes this along, so that's thrown everything. We got to come up with a whole new game plan. And
Mhm.
again, it's you've got to be in a position mentally where you can go, okay, this is a hiccup. This isn't going to work the way we thought it was going to work. But what are we going to do? I'm the type of person that I like to see the opportunity in everything. So
Mhm.
with that business, this has given us a perfect opportunity to start. Instead of chasing sales and going after and doing what we thought we were going to be doing, we're going back and just building the brand and getting getting the word out there about what we do and that type of thing. So it's there's opportunity in everything, and you just got to allow yourself to be open to really enjoy it and get into it.
God, I love these nuggets, and I've said this before, but when I look down, I'm really writing notes because there's so many good nuggets here for everybody, and I appreciate you sharing those thoughts. So go into telling us some detail about the businesses that you have, because obviously that's part of this series is we want to share you and celebrate your business. And you have actually two things going on right now. And so tell us about each of those, how you got into it, why you're doing it, and what you see going forward.
Well, like I said, or like you said, I'm splitting my time right now between two separate businesses. One is
Mhm.
an HOA property management company, and the second, my newest baby is AmVet Concrete Coatings, and it's like I said, based down in Merritt Island, Florida. Um, the property management building or the business that kind of came to me as at what back in 2005 2006, where I was selling real estate, and I was sitting at the settlement tables and kind of, I guess I was one of the few people that for some reason saw that this wave that we were riding wasn't going to last. I
Mhm.
had a new baby at home. We had just bought a house, and so I had to switch gears and say, okay, well, I need to do something that's got a little bit more of a stable income. So that was an opportunity that came to me. The previous owner of that company, she wanted to get out of the business and came to me, and it was an opportunity that fell in my lap. I knew nothing about it. I had
Mhm.
no idea what I was doing, but I said yes. And here I am 15 years later. That's become a very successful company, and it's worked out very well. AmVet. Connie, as you know, I had what I call a come to God moment a couple of years ago with a personal issue in my life, and that was after that situation happened. I was found myself in a place where I wasn't happy with what I was doing business wise. I had conquered it. I had, made it successful, and it wasn't so much of a challenge to me anymore. And I'm the type of person that I get bored. I like to have a challenge in life. So in my mind, I kind of just, let's take a deep breath and see where the universe is going to lead me here a little bit. And a buddy of mine, my now business partner Troy, came to me with this company he had found, and they were looking for dealerships. They wanted to start new dealerships. So he asked if I'd come down and meet with the regional sales rep. I did. And it was just one of those things that, again, it was an opportunity that was thrown at me, and I said yes, and decided to start running with it. And here we are, what, 6 months after that meeting, and I got another company I'm running. So
That's fantastic. So here that and tell us AMVET, tell us exactly what that does.
it's, as the name suggests, it's AMVET concrete coatings. We do it's high end concrete coating. So if you've got a guy that has got a Harley sitting in his garage and wants to turn his garage into a show place, or wants the floor to look a lot better, or patios, pool decks, that type of thing. Um, I'll give you a great case in point. And this is one of the reasons why I love this product. A job we did about a little over a month ago. The guy just left a review on our Facebook page last night, and he just stated that he loves his garage so much now he wants to move his couch and his TV out there. We took what was everybody uses garage for storage space, or that's where their cars are and stuff. We made it into something that he wants to go live in now because because of the job we did, and I love that. I absolutely love that. That's exactly what we're trying to do with this. So yeah, it's great.
That's fantastic. And as we're talking, what I think is so neat about this is we're segueing into a question that I always ask people. And when I talk about, I have all these nuggets of information you gave me, but when we talk about being an entrepreneur, taking chances, getting bored and wanting to try something new, taking advantage of opportunities that come to you, saying yes. One of the things I can just see the energy when we're talking about this new business because you took advantage of it, but you also found something that gets you excited, and wants you see some passion in that. And somebody giving you that kind of review is really cool. And you're talking about the excitement. So share with us a little bit from Mark how I always ask people about their superpower, and I think that goes to two different things. Number one, what is the thing you're really good at? Like you feel like in a business setting, this is really where you come to play, whether it's mindset or your property management, what that is. That's number one. And number two, what's the one thing that makes Mark, hairs on his arm stand up, but in a good way? Like, oh my God, this made me feel so good.
Well, honestly, Connie, for me, those two questions kind of go together because it's almost the same answer. Um, and especially coming from the property management business, which if anybody knows anything about that, most people don't call your office because they're happy.
Right.
It's usually a complaint. It's usually some problem. Um, and when I had that quote unquote come to God moment a couple of years ago, that was one of the things that really just kind of stopped me in my tracks. Was I wanted to do something that I was dealing with happy people more, because it was when you deal with negativity all day long, it just really drains you. It drains you physically, mentally, everything about you. So that was something I was just unhappy with. So with this business and every business I've run, one of the things that really makes me happy and really makes the hair stand up on my arm is I love seeing other people happy, whether that's a client, whether more importantly my employees. I love, and that's what I think my power is. I love finding the right people, putting them in the right spot, giving them what they need to succeed, and then watching them flourish. I love that. I love seeing, you hire somebody new in the office and you bring them in, and they might have been there for one job, but you get to know them a little bit and start feeling them out, and you realize, no, you might be really good in this other aspect. And when you put them in that, and then all of a sudden you see them with that same excitement that I'm showing right now, or you see them get excited and see them really succeed, that I'll tell you that makes my day. That makes my day.
That's really cool. That goes to a whole other aspect of something I wanted to talk about, and I'm just so thrilled that you brought that up. Because one thing that I hear from successful entrepreneurs is exactly that, empowering other people to be successful. When you talk about a property management company, there's probably hundreds of them across the country. I don't know, maybe more. But there's something that sets different people apart. And I think in your particular instance, you have the ability to handle the nuances of that and the negativity and the tough side, but also to be able to empower your people. You said something really powerful there, and I love that. Is all businesses are about the people that work there, right? So how you're empowering those people, and I love hearing you bring that up as part of that energy. Like you are strengthening those people and teaching them giving them tools, but also teaching them lessons on dealing with people, on how running that business works, and in your fashion, the way that you expect that to happen. So that's really powerful. I love hearing that. Can you give us a couple examples about what that looks like about, empowering your team to take charge when you're not around?
Um, well, yeah, I honestly, especially on the property management side, um, every person that I have in that office now, they have come to me basically, to just do resale inspections or something, kind of small job, and they're all people that at some point in time I thought to myself, you know what, this person needs to stick around. They need to keep doing what they're doing. Um,
Mhm.
I've got my oldest son, of course, works for me, as you know, and there's he when he first came to work with me, he kind of just shadowed me for first 6 months or so, and I think the first time I saw him interacting with some residents, and I could see that he was really enjoying it. He was getting something back out of it, and I could see that same look in his eye that I used to have years ago, where he really felt like he was helping somebody. That's a moment that again makes the hair stand up on your arm, and you feel like you're doing something right. You know what I mean?
I love that. And see, that's when I talk with entrepreneurs about stuff like that, it's really interesting to be able to share that, "Ooh, it's a super exciting feeling," whatever that is that you I mean, and honestly, that's the thing that keeps us all going, right? So how do you accomplish that and keep it going on and on? I was talking to somebody yesterday, interviewing somebody yesterday, and we were talking about how do you transition from doing the thing that you love to run your business doing that? And it's challenging because you have all of these added pressures, but if you can tap into those people like you are talking about, it's just incredible.
I think one of the best compliments I ever got was I've had employees that say, Mark, we're not working for Clements Bay, we're working for you, and that
That's
that
powerful.
I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
that's
that.
powerful. So, tell us, one of the questions I like to ask is, and let's talk about Amvets because I know that's a big new up and coming thing you're working on, and it's been really great. So tell us a little bit more about that. You and your partner Troy. Tell us what's the number one thing people ask you questions about, and obviously, you and Troy working together, you may be business partners, but you're also you have to teach him a little bit about the way you would expect things to run as well. And so you guys are trying to figure out that special part too.
Yeah, with Troy and I, every day is a learning experience because I've always been used to being the guy in charge,
Mhm.
and Troy and I, we this business is 50-50 between us, and he's just as responsible for it as I am, and vice versa. So yeah, every day is a learning experience, and uh, trying to for me trying to step back and being open to what he brings to the table. It's daily. You're trying to figure it out, and that goes back to what we were saying earlier, that not a lot of us walk into these businesses and go, okay, this is what's going to happen, boom, 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 and it's going to work out to this plan. No, you have to get in there, you get your hands dirty and figure it out.
Yeah, I love that. And it goes back to what we're all going through right now. Even if you did have a plan all set up, it's pretty shattered at this point.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that I think the big thing about that is when you're running a business and you have these day to day things. I'm thankful as all get out that I have my strongest business partner that's been my partner for 20 years is my wife.
Mm.
I could not do any of this without Jenny. She's my lightning rod on some things. She's my grounding rod on others. It's just you really. I think again, going back to the successful guys that I know or successful people that I know, they've got a real good ground at home that somebody they can bounce ideas off, and you can see that you can sees the real you at times, that you don't have to polish it, and you can
Mhm.
just have that give and take with somebody. It's immensely helpful, trust me.
Well, and usually it has to be somebody who's sort of the opposite personality, at least when it comes to the work concept than you, because I know I have to go through it.
Absolutely, yep, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just wind up by asking you. Uh, Shoot, I had a little bit of a brain cramp there. Um, Tell us, how do you explain what you do with your AMVETS business? Tell us, if you had 10 words or less, tell us about what that is, what you do for a living.
um God, it's hard to put into 10 words or less. What do I do for a living? Right now, my center focus is trying to get that business built, trying to build a market, because down there's no market for this stuff yet. You've got the hairy homeowner, painters and stuff like that that'll do the Lowe's epoxy coating,
Hmm.
but this is a totally kind of new product, and right now my job is trying to build a market for that. We're actually in the midst of all this. We've just brought on two new salespeople, and we're just trying to focus right now on, like I said earlier, this has given me the opportunity to start building a brand and building a market, and that's the big thing.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you what differentiates what you're doing from the stuff I can buy in Lowe's.
It's a world of difference. It's this the stuff you get at Lowe's. I could get real technical with you about the chemical behind it and everything else,
But
but
then I wouldn't.
exactly, most people wouldn't. At the end of the day, we've got a product that forms a physical bond with the concrete as opposed to a chemical bond. The
Okay.
epoxy that you see at the Lowe's and stuff like that just kind of sits on top, and unless you have a real good surface prep and all that, it's only going to last a couple of years. This stuff that
Hmm.
we're selling, it's called Pentec, is the company that manufactures it. Their products come with a 15-year warranty. This is what we call a one and done product. If you put this down, you're not getting it back up. You got to grind it off. It's great
Wow.
stuff. It's really great stuff. It doesn't peel up with hot tires like most of the stuff does.
Hmm.
And matter of fact, one of the things that they did is, they do what they call a pull test on this, is where they put this product on concrete, and then they hook a rig up to it to test the strength of its adhesion to the substrate, which is the concrete. This broke the machine at 500 pounds per square inch, which means
Wow.
that the concrete failed before the product pulled off. So it's really, it's a going back to, this is why we have to build a market for it, because most people think of, it's just epoxy, it's the same stuff, and it really isn't. This is it's a whole different level of product.
Interesting. Well, it's like anything else. I mean, it's figure outable. You have to educate people, and that was going to be one of my questions: is how do you educate people? How do you set that up and share with me in a way that I can understand it differently than
The
the stuff I can buy in the home store?
the and you started asking a question a minute ago, and I veered off on a topic, but what was the biggest question we get? And it's always, what's the price per square foot? That's what people want to know. And what they're
Right.
really asking for is, what's the value? That's what they're really asking for.
Right.
So we use those questions to start a dialogue, because what you have to do right off the bat is start building the value of the product itself, and
Mm-hmm.
trying to educate people that, if you're expecting this to be a couple dollars a square foot, like anything else, it's not going to be that. But now let's talk about why, over a 10-year lifespan or a 15-year lifespan, how you're going to save money, because you're not replacing this. This is, again, like I said earlier, it's a one and done product. So it's down. You're not going to have maintenance costs. You're not going to have all these other issues that you're going to have to deal with. So you have to get them on a one-on-one and start talking to them and to try to explain what the thing is. And like I said, I'm not trying to bore them with a bunch of, chemical bonding and all this, other stuff, but you need them to see, number one, past projects are great. Again,
Mhm.
with the Facebook and everything else that we do, we love where we have our current clients and people that we work for, where they talk about it, because those are the ones that build your business.
Well, and you're doing what I talked about this morning when I was on live, and coaching with Connie, is building relationships with people, because building a relationship with somebody is the best way to sell you anything that's in your business, because you're building a relationship where people can, they want to talk to their family and friends about you because they understand, they respect you, and they see the value. So with the social media and the availability out there, you have such an opportunity to share for free details about these things in a way that people can understand the difference in those values. So, and that's one thing that I like to do a lot of work with people, to try to help them understand and share their stories, or share the value that they have, the expertise that they have about their specific item. So,
One of my previous businesses, they've always been built on word of mouth.
mhm,
To me, it's, I've always been, you go out, you do the job, you do a good job at it, and the word of mouth is what's always brought me new business. So
mhm,
now with AmVet, it's a different animal, where I've got to get into, sales and commercial and advertising and that.
mhm.
But I'm still bringing back to, what I've always done, which is, I love the word of mouth.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you're happy, because I want you to go out and tell 10 people how happy you are, and why you think this product is great. I can speak all day long about why I think it's great, but it's worth so much more when I've got a client or a customer that goes
Mm.
out and tells you why it's great.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. And I think it's a little bit of both. The beautiful thing with social media is you can add nuggets out there, that are informative, that you're
Mhm.
informing me of why certain things are better, and not telling me, but instead just giving me details, and
Yep.
information. So, that's fantastic. Well, Mark, I really, I think I have used so much of your time today, but we've got so many good pieces. And I just wanted to thank you so much for all of your insight, because you have so many different experiences in your entrepreneurial process. And I think that's so important for everybody that's listening, about those challenges that you've gone through, but even some of the epiphanies, some things that you saw and maybe made some changes. And then even as much as, I love the, just go ahead and do it, just say yes, because that is so powerful. So many people are held back because they're just not going to do it. They're too afraid. And in fact, they could wait too long and not be able to do it.
Well, again, what I found with most people is, most people, they want to do it. They want to get out there. They want to, if they've got something they're passionate about, they want to go out and try it. Most people just need a little kick, just,
Mhm.
to put them over the edge, or somebody to tell them, listen, if you're thinking that you're supposed to have all the answers, we don't all have the answers. We're all, you're in the same boat. We're no better than anybody else. Get out there and try it, because you're going to surprise yourself every time, I guarantee.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, very excellent words to end on, Mark. Thank you so very much for your time. I truly appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you, Connie. I love doing it.
Awesome. Well, I also wanted to share with you guys, I have another interview later this afternoon, and then several this week. So keep your eyes peeled. Tomorrow I will, post the link to Mark's interview so he can share it, and also we can put it in your, in case you missed any part of our, interview today. This has been fantastic. If you want some more details on how to figure out how to tell your story, and, talk to me more about those steps, you can visit me on my website, conniechupa.com. Mark, you want to give us some information on how people can contact you after today?
Yeah, we've got a Facebook page. Just do a search on AmVet,
Okay,
AMVET, concrete coatings, or you can visit us on our website, www.amvetcc.com.
excellent, excellent. Mark, thank you again so much. It's been my pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Connie. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.